Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Ninjaxtx, and welcome to the 67th video in my fifth round of philosophy videos. Today, I'm continuing my sub-series on what I do to unwind. Now, this installment is going to talk about Masters of the Universe, which is ironic because Netflix is doing the Masters of the Universe Revelation um, premiere this Friday, and I'll get to what Master of the Universe Revelation is in a moment. But I want to about the original Master of the Universe first and what it meant to me. Um, Master of the Universe was a filmation cartoon that uh, was full of sword and sorcery. It's, I guess, if you look at it, it's kind of like if the sword and the stone uh, and Superman will kind of combine. You get He-Man, but then you also have elements of other things in there. And I'll tell you why I compare the I compare those two to what He-Man is. All right, you got the main character Prince Adam, um, who lives with his family, King Randor and Queen Marlena, on a planet called Eternia. Um, Now Eternia is ruled in peace until the evil forces of Skeletor come into play. You've got Skeletor, you've got Beastman, you've got Trapjaw, uh, Evil Lyn, uh, Merman, etc. Um, Now they're on the evil side. Then you got King Randor, Queen Marlena, Tila, Many Faces, the Sorceress. The list could go on and on. But what essentially happens is the good forces of Eternia are being uh, decimated by the evil forces of Skeletor. So somehow or another, I know this was explained in the 2002 series, and I'm gonna go into that here too. I'm even gonna go into New Adventures of He-Man, which came out in the early '90s. Um, I'm gonna cover the whole Master of the Universe franchise, basically. Um, but the backstory is that Prince Adam somehow stumbles upon Castle Grayskull. Uh, he goes to talk to the sorceress about what's going on, and she tells, I believe in the filmation series, It is told in a flashback, but I believe in the Filmation series, uh, he just stumbles upon the sword, which is where I draw the comparison between sword and stone. All right, the sorceress then tells him that to defeat Skeletor, he will need to become He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Okay, now in that process, Orko, Man at Arms, and Cringer are the only ones that know. Um, that Prince Adam is He-Man. He-Man is Prince Adam. Um, and that's where I draw the Superman comparison because Superman becomes or Superman becomes Clark Kent to protect his people or to protect the people of Earth. Okay, Prince Adam becomes He-Man to protect people of Eternia. But when they revert back to each other, when Prince Adam reverts back to, or when He Man reverts back to Prince Adam, no one knows who he is. They just um, assume that he's Prince Adam. Um, such, such is the same way that you know, Superman reverts to Clark Kent. Um, anyway, it was a filmation cartoon in I think it was 1982. I think it was 81 to 82 to be exact. Um, anyway, it spawned a whole toy line, comic books, uh, books, graphic novels, a movie, and we'll get to the movie in a minute too. Um, it was just a pop culture phenomenon. I remember when I would come home from school, that's the first show I would watch. Um, and how it inspired me was basically this young man, Prince Adam, was able to was able to become something to help his people. Um, become the hero for his people. Um, now that in and of itself inspired me because I, and still to this day, I'm the type of person that just wants to help people. Um, and hates to see bullies pick on the defenseless. Now, and if you look at it, the the way he wielded the sword directly correlates with my training in the martial arts because that's the first time I saw somebody using a sword. Yeah, I know it was a cartoon, but the first time I saw somebody using a sword. When I found out swords were actually a real thing, I felt happy and I felt at home. Um, to be honest with you, the core of the He-Man story is good has to triumph over evil, but you have to stand up. Um, anyway, after the filmation, oh no, during the film, I think it was during the filmation um, project or the filmation cartoon, they decided to come up with a movie. Everybody pans the movie because it didn't have anything. It really didn't have anything to do with Eternia, and the reason for that was that the production company pretty much ran out of money, and they decided to relocate the or revamp the script so that He-Man came to Earth. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe came to Earth, and then they had the battle Skeletor on Earth. Not the best movie because they didn't, like I said, they didn't have Eternia in there that much, and Battle Cat wasn't in there. Um, it just wasn't. It wasn't well well received by most fans. Oh, all right. And then we go into the early 90s where they redid He-Man with the new adventures of He-Man. This time it really didn't have anything to do with the Masters of the Universe. They just redid He-Man and put him in the future. And yeah, there was that. I watched the series because it was He-Man. Now you can find the series on Peacock now. I I have sat, tried to sit through and watched it, but y'all, I'm a He-Man fan, and I was a He-Man fan back as a child. And I had the toys from the '90s TV or '90s cartoon. Yes, I did. I even had the Power Sword. Yes, I did. Um, Judge me if you want to. I don't care. It was He-Man, so I had it. Okay, so then He-Man lay dormant for a while, and he was, they did comic books, graphic novels, um, pretty much everything they pretty much everything they, uh, pretty much everything they did with the original filmation series, they tried to do with New Adventures of He-Man. But what people don't realize is that the New Adventures of He-Man wasn't supposed to be He-Man. No, 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 no. The New Adventures of He-Man, until it got to the production stages, was the story of Hero, his son. So basically, it was a continuation of the, or it was supposed to be a continuation of the filmation series, but they scrapped it for some reason, and then they just made it the No Adventure of He-Man. Now, had it been the a continuation of the filmation series, I think it would have been better received. So you had two roles in the He-Man He-Man franchise. You had the movie Masters of the Universe, which was bad, really bad. Then you had the New Adventures of He-Man, which was lackluster at best. But I will say the voice acting was look. I'm gonna just say it was top notch. Um, Now we fast forward to 2002. 2002, Cartoon Network announced that they were doing uh, a reboot of Masters of the Universe based on the Filmation version, but brought up to meet modern technology. I liked it. It only lasted 3 seasons. Um, and the voice of it, the voice of He-Man was a guy named Cam Clark. Cam Clark is a very good voiceover actor, and you felt like he was He-Man. Weird coincidence. Gary Chalk, who was the voice of He-Man in the New Adventures of He-Man, went on to do Man at Arms in the 2002 version of Motu or Masters of the Universe. So I guess you could say he's been involved in the franchise. And I think it'll be nice to see if they involve him in this new one that comes out Friday. We'll see. Now the 2002 version was true to the Filmation version, but it also gave a new spin on it. Like for instance, I'll give you a prime example. Skeletor, it gave basically it gave the story of Skeletor, and Skeletor was revealed to be King Randor's half brother. Now, which would make him actually Prince Adam, or AKA He-Man's uncle. And then you had a callback to something that happened in the original series. In the original series, you get kind of a feeling that the sorceress is Tila's mom, and they do kind of hint at that in the 2002 version. Um, I believe in the 2002 version, they just come out and say it, and they give a backstory to the sorceress who was actually married to King Grayskull. Yes, there's a King Grayskull. I'll get to that in a minute too. Because it has to do with another franchise they tried to do, which didn't go well in the He-Man. They tried to do a Master Universe versus the Snake Man uh, franchise, which, quite frankly, made the other series flop. Um, just didn't go well, and I'm gonna leave it at that because it just wasn't. But it gave the backstory of He-Man. When He-Man says, "I have the power," or "by the power of Grayskull, I have the power," he's not meaning Castle Grayskull. He's meaning uh and it's explained to him that he imbues the spirit of King Grayskull. When King Grayskull died in battle against Hordak, and those that know Shira know who Hordak is, and I'll get to that in a minute. This is gonna be a long video, y'all, so settle in. Um, when he dies in battle against Hordak, his spirit goes into the castle, and the castle's locked away, and the council's locked away, and whatnot. Um, the only thing I can say good about the 2002 version is it fleshed out a lot of backstory. The animation was better than the filmation, but the toy line didn't do well, so they canceled it. Now we're going to, well, I would say we're going to the second movie that was announced, but every time they announce this second movie or this reboot, something happened. And recently, the guy that was supposed to play He Man backed out. They've been trying to reboot this movie since first Master of the Universe movie flopped. Um, do I think we'll ever see He Man on the big screen? Yes. When? I don't know. But yeah, they've tried to do a movie, and I think they're going ahead with the movie. But do I think we'll see it in the next 5 years? No, maybe 10, maybe 15. Now, going back to She-Ra for a minute. She-Ra is He-Man's twin sister, Andorra, and Andorra or She-Ra was created to give girls an action hero, which I didn't understand. I I always thought, hey, why didn't they just do Tila, do it, do a show on Tila? And that's kind of what they're doing with the first season. Now, hold on, that's kind of what they're doing with the first season of Master of the Universe Revelation or Master of the Universe Revelation. Master of the Universe Revelation is written by Kevin Smith, the guy from Mole Rats, the guy from Silent Bob or Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. He's done Comic Book Men. He's done what he the writer in his own right. He's not really that good. I'm gonna just be honest with you. He's a I respect him, but some of the stuff he's done, I'm just not a fan of. Now, when I heard he was doing a direct sequel of the filmation as the universe, I was like, what now? But I gotta say, this looks phenomenal. I will watch it because it is He-Man. Now, the revelation is there's something that goes on in Eternia. There's some battle that goes on in Eternia. And the forces of good are splintered and they leave for a certain amount of time. They retreat. from the evil. And in that time, or after the initial battle, I think it's going to be. I don't know yet because we, like I said, we had to wait till Friday to see the premiere. But in that initial battle, somehow Tila finds out that He-Man is Prince Adam, and she kind of has a shocking reaction. She leaves the castle guard and she goes in search of what she is to do now. Um, During that time, something happened to Magic, and I'm not sure what. But she returns, and you know they really the forces of good. The forces of good have to unite with people that they wouldn't necessarily unite with to save eternity. And Tila goes on a journey of self discovery. Okay, I like the animation. I like what it. I think I'm gonna like where the story goes, but we'll just have to wait and see. Um, a lot of people are panning this because it's written by, or it's the concept was thought by Kevin Smith. I don't have a problem with it being Kevin. I'm just happy that after 40 years, they're finally getting He-Man right. Um, Now do I think this Masters of the Universe will be more woke, as they say? Uh, if it gives children hope, I say more power to them. If it shows characters of strength that are from the LGBTQ community or whatnot, I say more power to them. If it shows kids that evil shall not triumph over good, and good will always win out in the end, like the original did. Okay. Um, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to give myself the benefit of the doubt, or I'm going to give the show the benefit of the doubt, like all multiple fans should. Give the show the benefit of the doubt, watch the show, and see what it's all about. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I've talked long enough. This is almost a 30-minute video. I will see you guys tomorrow for my next Chairbound the Screamer series and on my next installment in the Chairbound the Screamer series at 11:45 a.m. Until then, thank you guys for watching. God bless. I'm out.